Welcome to the HUD everyone, I'm Zacharoni, and when Insomniac Games received their PS5 development kit during the console development cycle, they were discussing ideas for the next Ratchet Clank title. And then on June 11, 2021, it was shown off during the PlayStation 5 reveal stream, showing off new mechanics, new worlds, and a new character that had got a lot of fan service when she revealed herself. Now it's a bang on year later, and the game is out of the Nexus and into the Wonderful Life. You know, the 1946 film about a parallel world if this did not happen and it all turned to... oh, forget it. So today, I'll be a waiter who will be going through some of the features the game has to offer. So without further ado, please be seated, and here are the toppings on Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Okay, let's go straight to the options first, shall we? Which I'm going to be going to here, which I'll get to the save slot later. Right now, settings, well, there's actually a ton in here. You got controller settings where you can mess about with the vibration and the adapted triggers. Audio setting, well, you can't really alter the volume and sound effects, but you can change the audio output devices. This one is set to television automatically and activate 3D audio. And there's also midnight mode and Mona audio with description displayed at the bottom. If you want to pause it, of course. Subtitle settings, well, you can activate them, and then there's also a lot of things like change the sizes, the colors, the speaker of the character, and the background as well, and also change the display of the background of the subtitles. And accessibility options, well, there's a lot here. For gameplay camera, you can simplify travel, have the character move with the directional buttons, change the camera sensitivity and aiming sensitivity, and also have the camera follow by default or go fast. Toggle and assists, well, you can alter the firing mode, aiming, auto aiming, melee weapons, and there's also other things as well, such as hoverboards, swinging, and also flight with, as you might have saw in the trailers, the giant creatures what you'll be flying with. Visual and content options, well, that you can alter the motion blur, depth of field, that word there, film grain, full screen effect. You can turn that on and off, as in, and also the screen of shakiness. And also there are construction options, and I hope that context options, I think I pronounced that right. And basically this is ideal for color blindness people. So that means you can actually present it with a set right here, or you can customize your own. And they basically change the look of the hero, enemies, and bosses to indicate blind players what they're dealing with. And also the HUD, where you can have the waypoint display, which is another feature I'll get to later. And also you can change the HUD color if you didn't like the preferred, well, Ratchet free orange color. Let me just turn that off. Graphic mode. Now there are basically three types of graphic modes, I should say. Friend Elite, which is basically the 4K resolution picture, but it reduced the frame rate to 30 frames per second. And then there's also performance, where it locked it at 60 frames per second, but the resolution is slightly go down. And also there's another option where you can have it at 60 frames with ray tracing mode on, which I'll be playing through this video. And also they'd invert the camera controls of up and down and left and right, and also the the text, special text right there, you can turn those on and off. Oh, and that's really it, really. That's all the options what you get. So anyway, what is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart? Well, Ratchet Clank Rift Apart is the sequel to the last game, Into the Nexus, which is the follow-on to the Tools of Destruction series, where, well, it basically moved away from consumerism and more focus on the character's past and lore. Well, if some players believe they need it, of course. And this is the big thing, though, because Insomniac Games had been quite quiet about the story because there's a lot of characters and reveals that they didn't want to show off in public. So the first thing I'll say is that Rift Apart followed the story of Ratchet and Clank, who had successfully constructed the Dimensionator that was seen in previous games, but Dr. Nefarious gets his hands on it and create a portal to another world. But only difference is that this world is where, well, he became ruler of that dimension. I should say dimension, not world, really. So anyway, let me go back up for a second, because this is the first thing you see. Save slots. And if you remember Spider-Man, well, Marvel's Spider-Man, where you're presented with multiple slots, this is what it looked like. And once you click on them, you're presented with 5 types of difficulties. We'll get the top one out of the way later, but first, there's Rookie Recruit, where it's basically for beginners who want to focus on the story. Rebel Agent is a more balanced experience for players. And also there are the 2 big ones, Resistant Leader and Renegade Leader, which basically up the difficulty and challenge for players who want a worthy adventure. And also the effect of enemies displayed on the bottom there, of how aggressive they are and how much damage they can deal, and also how much health they have on them. But if the new players think it's all too much, then they can activate Rookie Explorer, where basically, well, you can't die in that mode. So basically, it's just for beginners who hate dying a lot. So anyway, back to the main game, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to present 2 scenarios. One with Ratchet at the second half of the game, where he basically gets himself separated from Clank, and then another where I do some free roaming sections with the new character Rivet. Oh, not Rivet, Rivet. Yeah, the female Lombax, sorry. So anyway, let's dive right in, shall we? And here we are, Nefarious City. And if anyone remember the past Ratchet Clank games, well, they basically up the scale of the presentation now with more shiny effects. Given that if you are playing it at 4K, of course. And also it looks more smoother with 60 frames per second now. And also, last I checked, the original, the rebuild of Ratchet Clank didn't really run at 60 frames per second. So, if any player missed this feature, well, it's finally back. So anyway, let's talk about Ratchet movesets. So, Ratchet can swing it wrench for a quick 3-button combo attack. Sorry, no Devil May Cry style. Jump, double jump. And also bring up the weapon wheel, and basically when there's a Ratchet Clank game, there are weapons in the game. And also Insomniac Games have done some interesting things with the weapons, really. Take the pistol for example. If I just hold it down gently with the trigger, it will just do gentle shots. But if I hold it down fully, it will do rapid shots. And basically every weapon has a different unique feature with the triggers. Such as the Enforcer, where if you just fire it once, it will just fire 1 barrel shotgun. But if you hold it down all the way, it fired two barrels. It fired 2 barrels at the same time. And there's also the Shadow Bomb, where basically what it does is, if you just hold it down, hold the trigger down, it would go into the aiming mode. That
sounds like a club, all right.
coincidentally, you can aim with the left trigger, but for the bomb, well, it basically gives you more precise when you hold down the fire button, and then once you've pressed it down fully, you release it.
I'm on my way.
So where do you get the new weapons from?
Need to find this phantom guy.
Gadgetron, Megacorpse, or Grommelneck? Yeah, Grommelneck, that's what I call it. No, you get them from her. Yep, if you remember Mrs. Zirkon, well, the wife of Mr. Zirkon, well, she's now a weapons salesman, madam, I should say.
Mr. Fungi is the weapon for you.
And also, every time you visit her, she presents you with new weapons, like this one, known as Meet the Fungi. And if you press the square button, it allows you to play a little preview of what the weapon can do.
The only weapon who has destroyed little Zirkon's enemies and performed at his last birthday party, Mr. Fungi. Just throw him out and he will strike your enemies so hard they will have to deal with his antics. Which is the perfect time for you to join in on the fun.
And that narration was done by Zirkon Jr., the son of,
loves turning
yep,
bolts into bullets.
of Mr. and Mrs. Zirkon. So anyway, let's push it, Meet the Fungi.
See you next time.
Oh, I forgot one more thing. In this game, Ratchet can now sprint, which might seem a little bit odd for players who are familiar with Ratchet movement in the game. And basically that's all the control features I can go through so far. But right now, what's our objective? Well, if you're expecting it like the original Ratchet Clank, where you can go to one path and go back to the other place later to get an item that needed for that section, well, think again. Rivet presents itself with two mission types. One that is presented with gold that will continue the story, while the other is presented with blue, which are optional objectives. And basically, the optional objective can lead you to awards like special infobots, which I actually forgot what they're called in this game, that will give you details on hidden plans of a secret weapon in the game. And you can probably guess what secret weapon I'm talking about for long-time fans. And also, there are golden bolts to find that will unlock hidden goodies. And it's in the collectible section, but so far I haven't got any right now because I'm playing on a new game. And there's also armor pieces where I'll actually show you some of the I'll show you everything else once I get to Rivet State. But right now we have to head to a place called Club Nefarious, and that's where we will meet our sleeper agent who called himself the Phantom. And Club Nefarious is right there, really. So, I don't want to spoil too much of what's going to happen next. I'm going to skip on ahead to show you one of Ratchet's new abilities he's getting in the game.
I'm coming, Clank. Just hang on.
Okay, here we are to the next section, and this is where Ratchet gets one of the new abilities. But here's an old ability, what you might remember or see for the first time. The good old-fashioned swing shot, or they like to call it the Rip Tether.
What a lovely day to serve Nefarious.
I'll take care of him first. And also, here's another ability what he gains, and this is something ripped out of, well, Spider-Man, so far, what I remember. Oh! Not how I wanted to go, but okay. So yeah, he can now wall run in the game. Wall running is a new feature for Ratchet Clank. Also, I forgot to mention that you can now pinpoint your objective with a marker by pressing the by pressing the right analog stick. So far that's that taken care of. So let's up to this way. Up.
You will take.
So basically they added in more traversal platforming moments, but
You headed to the room? You can use that raritanium in your pockets to upgrade your arsenal first.
Howard is such a...
so basically they up the platforming, but so far, well, if anybody knows Ratchet Clank now, it's probably more focused now on gunplay rather than platforming, and Ripper Part still reminds us about that. And also another returning feature is the Razorium System.
You know good merchandise
Presented by
when
Mr.
you
Zirkon
see it.
here. And basically, you can upgrade anything by any of your weapons by using the Razorium System.
Getting it.
And you are presented with this grid that presents itself with hexagons. And basically, a new area of the hexagon is unlocked when you unlock a new perk. And also there was that golden one in the middle, and if you manage to get the set number of hexagons ones around it, you will unlock a special golden perk like this one that allows you to do rapid fire shots for more accuracy.
See? Why settle for a good weapon when you can make it magnificent?
So basically, but more spaces are actually unlocked as you keep lowering up your guns, and you level them up by, well, defeating enemies. So let's lower up the Enforcer, just to add a
always
bit more
worth the
kick to them.
cost to keep your weapons in tip-top shape.
Okay, I might have
That is one
focused too hard on the
mighty
Enforcer.
enhancement. Boost that bad
Oh well.
boy.
Should do a bit of the Showering Bomb and a bit of Mr. Fungi. Excuse me. Actually, this is just a demonstration, so let's just focus on the Shattered Bomb. There we go.
Leave it so soon.
Thanks again for the help.
So now
Super
let's
Baby
head
Zirkon.
straight up to our objective, where Phantom wants us to hijack a blimp for him to take over. So, let's get into it.
Wait, you can see me? Where are you? You got my Starship ready?
Okay, don't you worry. I just need you to help me with one last threat. Nefarious Dayspawn. If you can distract these troopers, I'll hack the Furious' propaganda blimp and give the city a message you'll never forget.
So basically, he wanted to distract the enemies while he takes over that blimp. And so, if I start firing my gun at one of them, he'll immediately start it. So let's go for the pistol. And also, that's a weapon upgrade, just like I said. Also, there are these small dimensional rifts where if you use your tether on them, you instantly teleport to it. And also, there was also the Phantom Dash, where if anyone remembered the dashing ability in Doom Eternal, they'll probably be familiar with it.
Physical violence is against our rules.
So if anybody missed the Glory Data platforming of Ratchet Clank, they still aren't going to find it here, unfortunately. So instead, you got yourself a real third-person havoc shooter, which is probably a good thing of if you like shooters. Bring out Mr. Fungi. Oh. And I got too many enemies holding me. Oops. Okay. And they even do a little cheeky remark after they hit me. Oops. Oh, I'm nearly done. Oh. And Mr. Fungi is leveled up quite easily. And I think I got rid of them all.
Nefarious Tower, here I come. How do you expect me to get to the bazaar from here?
So here we are to the next section. And also, since Ratchet is using a wrench, that means he can do this.
That'll work.
Yep, use a bolt crank to reveal more platforming sections. And also, grind rails are back. But you still can't use your guns, unfortunately.
Head to the statue, use glitch, get a starship, and then find Clank on Sargasso.
And now Ratchet's got a little companion, a little hacker device known as Glitch that I'll demonstrate once we get down to the bottom.
Hey, Sugar! I forgot to mention earlier, I hit a spy bot in the back. Need a beam
first-
that will not quit? Check out the Negatron Collider to tear through whatever you put in front of it.
Filled up, and basically I don't have enough for the Negatron Collider.
Power is always a good thing.
So right now let's head to the main objective and finish Ratchet's scenario. And we can do this by going like this.
Aha! That has to be the access console.
But this guy blocks it.
Mine is against the wall.
And also I can use the Phantom Dash. Also, these type of enemies have got a health bar above them, and that indicates they're actually sort of a boss fight in the game. But the thing is, you actually face against them multiple times, I should mention.
Temporary setback.
Oh, whoa, whoa. So basically, with the new Phantom Dash, the demonstrator you need to be... This is more about traversal now.
What the yikes?
And it's sort of a reference to, well, similar to something like Ratchet Gladiator / Deadlock, where basically Ratchet had more freedom with his jumping, which is also probably a good thing. Whoops, that was a bad idea. Whoop.
I will crush you for your defiance.
Oh, there'll be more ammo right over there. Oh, what? Also, some enemies will actually attack other enemies as well.
At least it was a round trip.
Enemy.
Come on.
I am trying to.
And also right there, well, Ratchet was actually sent to another planet, which is part of the game's new Rift mode.
There. Now I can
And that
plug
taken
glitch
care
into
of.
this access console.
And basically I was actually going all over the place, trying to explain it while trying to defeat it. So right now, we're going to use Glitch, the new gadget what we got from the Phantom.
Yeah, I'm Ratchet. Sorry for all the jostling around earlier. Things aren't exactly going well, and... Actually, I think you're the only one who can help me right now. Thanks.
Seems like a nice guy.
And this is Glitch here.
Probably just have to delete some files, and then he'll be all
And basically Glitch can do two things. She can fire missiles and also laser beams. And also, if you can't hear it from my microphones, the sound effects also comes out of my controller. And also, her objective is to wipe out all the viruses which displayed on the top there. But you are given indications of where the viruses are exactly. So anyway, let us continue. And also, she can gravitate on walls as well. And
good. I guess I can try to take out the rest now.
And you can probably tell she sort of got a little bit of nervousness. Well, basically she can get a little bit nervous, but she can grow confident the more well she does. Yep, she can get a bit jumpy. And also, some of these viruses cannot be broken with the standard attack, so you have to use the missile to lock onto them. Up. And nearly there to the final one. And all done. And that completes Ratchet segment, so after the cutscene played out, I'm gonna move on to Rivet now. So I'll see you there. Okay, we're on to a new character, Rivet here, who is a female version of the Lombax, and don't anybody ask about the tail, really. Hey, if you're a long-time fan, of course. And is there any difference between her and Ratchet? Well, no, really. She did basically the same thing as Ratchet, just with a slight whacking animation. Plus, whatever Ratchet gets, Rivet gets as well, in weaponry and gadgets. So basically, he got everything what he purchased, and she also got everything what she purchased. So they basically just share it somehow. Or maybe he should get a copy of it. I think the game did explain to how Ratchet did get her weaponries. So anyway, oh yeah, and Rivet is voiced by Jennifer Hill, who you might know her better as the female shepherd from the Mass Effect series, Sam from Totally Spies, and Naomi Hunter from Metal Gear Solid 1 and 4. And as for the other cast, James Arnold, Dave, and Sherman, Mr. Sherman, those three replied their roles as Ratchet Clank and Dr. Nefarious. And any other cast members? Well, like I said, I'm trying to keep this game quiet because there are a lot of characters in this game from past games, and spoiling if they do play a part of the game might, well, I already said spoiling anyway, saying anybody who's in this game might actually spoil the experience for those who are wanting to jump in. So anyway, why are we here? Well, we're helping her out. You see, we need to find some seeds that are satisfying for her to eat. So that means we have to search around the environment, and the hover boots from Ratchet Clank A Crack in Time returns in this series, but this time, well, you can boost them up by repeatedly pressing either the L1 or no wait, R2 or L2 or R2. Yeah, that's it, L2 and R2. But on this planet, there are now rideable mounts, like this one. We've only remembered it to go forward. And also, he can't jump. He or she can't jump, but he can. But you can only boot him forward, really. So right now we gotta find some more zipper stones. And if you're, and those guys are the, what you're hearing is the Thugs for Less, which now rebranded themselves as Goons for Less. This might give me an opportunity to show up the other weapons, what they have in their arsenal. Like this one, the Toxic Sprinkler. Here we go. And once I throw this bad boy out, everyone will become, well, contaminated with, well, fertilizer, turning them into branches, flowers, and allowing me to making them exposed. And also, there's new weapons in this game, like the Ricochet, where if I hold down the trigger, it does this. Well, basically, that one's a bad example, but basically, it should keep bouncing up the enemy, and you keep holding down the fire button. Right now, just need one more, and done it. Now we can head back to the area to feed our little companion.
Will do. Hey, Mort, this whole Zirkstone delivery remind you of anything?
Oh, you mean the first
And for that, he'll give us an armor piece.
Deliveries for the
Hot dog! Look at all those Zirkstones! These Ranger boots are all yours! Oh, what's that you say there, Trudy? You want to help Rivet find them? Well, you heard her. Just hop on her back when you're ready to go after them.
And now we got those armor boots, and basically, well, armor is actually a little different this time because unlike the past games, well, you just purchase a full set. Instead, you are finding separate sets that are combined into one full armor set, and they actually had different stats abilities. Like this robot disguise allowed you to do more damage against nefarious enemies, while the Q4 armor. Well, actually, no. I meant to say that nefarious enemy do less damage to you by 10%, and also the Q Force armor allowed you to take less damage from Goons for Less minions. And also there are ones like this one where you can gain a 5.5 bolt increase, and damage from pirates reduced by 5.0, and also increased melee damage by the same number. And also there are the golden bolts one mentioned earlier, and these golden bolts can unlock different skins for Ratchet and Rivet's melee weapons, such as her hammer and his wrench. And also you can replace their bolts with either coins, orbs, rubies, and also overcharge, which is a reference to Sunset Overdrive, which is coincidentally started out as an Xbox exclusive. And also there's a gallery where you unlock, well, character galleries of each character you meet in the game. Plus there are also those info bots that contain, they're called spy box, that contain the blueprints, and also voice diaries as well. And also there are these artifacts where they also contain voice diaries as well, but also play a part in the lore of one of the races, which I'll not spoil. So that's all the collectibles in here. Now, let's give her a ride first, just take a look around the island.
Let's go.
And basically she only does a few things. She can just zoom forward and not attack really. But how do we get her down? Well, that's easy. We have to find one of these markers that are here, right there. And then once we find it, we just have to press circle. In fact, a little circle appears on top of it, really. Oops.
Let's fly.
So anyway, let's head back to the ship. I want to show you another extra content where it's in the game, what fans might remember from previous games.
It just warms old Mort's heartless.
And also show you how the travel mechanic works. So basically this is your ship, and the only way to get into it is, well, by jumping, of course. And these are the planets what you previously visited before. But you can only visit a planet with a certain character. So that means this stage is designed for Rivet only. Well, there's this one where it's only designed for, well, Nefarious City, I should say, for Ratchet, which is that little symbol right there. So basically, you are changing characters just for the purpose of their story. But right now, let's head to here.
Works for me.
What's so special about this place? Well, this is the place where you have the Gladiator battles from previous games. And you basically go here. But the thing is that once you go through here, they basically take away everything from your weapons, and you can't use them outside of here.
Everything okay?
Well, can't use them inside here, I should say.
The difficulties of building a dimension
So this is the Gladiator Arena, and basically
Well,
you've
it
been
wasn't
given
gonna be easy.
Yes.
3 cups here so far. There's bronze, silver, and gold, but these 2 are only unlocked as you keep progressing through the game.
Right.
And each of these battles requires you to defeat set number of enemies, use only one weapon to achieve victory, and also there are time travels where you need to get to the finish line with one of those bug mounts I showed you earlier. But let's go to this one where we need to defeat this boss character.
And squillion years, she ruled as queen of the swamps. Give a thief is welcome to Sue. Tonight, she is queen of our arena.
Now let me show you another feature in the game. If I pause the game, there's photo mode here. And basically I can have 3 options, either move or orbit. But I can only move as far as I can, only if Rivet is in the shot. Or not. Well, I can only move far away from Rivet. So let's try and also here, well, there are 4 types of mode. There's camera mode, where you can change the focus and distance, and also the filler and the frame rate. Character, where you can activate poses, where you can have them holding a weapon, and also change their poses if you want to. Oh, and also their rotation as well. And their facial expressions as well. Let's see if we can try and make a good one. That will do. Oops. There's also lighting mode, and also you can place stickers. Like, let's replace that one with Clank's head. Hide UI, and then you press the share button. And voila, take picture. Hope you like that picture. So anyway, let's get back to the battle. I'll show you properly the ricochet. See? Just bounce off enemies. Oop. What else to say? Oh yeah, there's also the... Now, I didn't mention there are 5 save slots, but the thing is that there's no manual save in this game. But you can, however, load up auto saves what you have gotten through so far. So right now I just discovered this while doing this video. Oh yeah, and after you level up to a weapon with full capacity, they get a little extra bonus. Like this pistol allows you to fire 3 shots at once when you're holding down the trigger. And right now, my only best bet is to just keep running circles around him until I run out of ammunition, of course. Sure, I can end this quickly. Think I nearly got him down? And I got him. My reward is Raritanium that I use to, well, upgrade my weapons, of course, with extra bonus perks. So right, let's exit out of here and wrap this up. So, Ratchet Clank Ripped Apart will cost you £69.99 both digitally and retail. That required 50 GB of storage. That comes with 47 trophies with a platinum as well. Well, that's some of the features I can talk about right now, but if there are some that I've missed, let me know in the comments, and I hope this will give you an idea of what you'll be getting for your money. Check back with me later, and I'll tell you what I think of Ratchet & Clank Ripped Apart and all the other games I've been playing in a completed menu, and if you like what you see, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Plus, stay in touch with my Twitter page, link in description down below. But until then, I'm Zacharoni. Enjoy your pizza, remember to wash your hands, and I'll see you next time.